We're starting with me this time.
We often do,
I'll
mate.
take the nod. Right.
We often do start with you on this show.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. My name's Rusty, and you are.
I'm Josh.
Yeah, because occasionally we get new listeners.
We do. Yeah.
We should do that.
We should.
We have a guest.
We do.
We should broach that up front, considering he's right there.
Yeah, we're not fading him in
Between
from
the
a call
middle.
this time.
No, it's all right. Would you like to introduce our
will.
guest this evening?
This is
Today,
Remy.
This
Hello.
afternoon.
Hello.
This is a special guest because he works with us.
Yes.
He does.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, Remy. Good.
Hello, I'm Remy.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm one of the editors.
Excellent. How long have you been doing that for? I mean, I know the answer, but
Bit over a year.
Yeah.
Here, but I've been editing for a while.
Yeah.
Longer than that, yeah.
you have.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. What got you into the whole video production? Start a little bit of background and such with you.
Watching Sam Calder's like travel videos on YouTube
Yeah.
and just seeing how epic they were. I'm like, yeah, I want that. I want that lifestyle. So got my first, actually I shot my iPhone, started shooting videos in my garden. So not as cool as Sam Calder, but it was something. And then, yeah, just it's been, ever since then I've been into cameras, film, everything.
How long ago was that?
Over 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think, yes, it's been a while.
So it's been a long burning passion.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, right. And then progress us through a little bit of that in terms of your where you've sort of come from.
So I started off in the country just filming stuff, and then I got a drone because Sam Calder does a lot of drone work.
Yep.
And it wasn't the same drone, but did what I can, and that got me gigs because no one in the country was really using drones. So I guess I jumped ahead of the curve without knowing it. So I got a few wedding gigs, started freelancing. I had no idea what I was doing. And to be honest, I still don't know what I'm doing. But it's working. And then my big brother told me to get out of the country and go do something with your life in the nicest way possible. So I moved here to Adelaide. And
Was it really the nicest way possible?
not when it's your big brother.
No, it would have been brutal, wouldn't
Yes,
it?
yeah.
Okay, good.
And yeah, so I didn't know what to study, and I was like, well, I'm good with cameras. I'm into film. I'm going to go study film and try and get into that industry. And yeah, here I am. And I started here, of course, and I've learnt a lot here. And I've also learnt a lot at uni, and I'm just going to keep doing film.
Yeah. Enjoying it.
Yeah,
Yes,
awesome.
definitely.
Very good.
How have you found the difference between the film world and the small business world?
I guess it's more in the film world, it's more film industry and television and documentary. And there's a lot of levels to it, like producing, directing, writing, cinematographer, focus puller. So it's more intense on, I guess, pre-production, production, and then editing. But in small business, like it's kind of the same. It's just you're more marketing your business and advertising your business. Whereas with that, you're making a feature film or a documentary. But both sides are telling stories in a way.
Yeah. I guess it's with the small business world rather than being able to get all these people in. You have to go, cool, I've got to do all of these bits and pieces.
Yes.
And so you've your skill set has gone a bit more diverse since you've been here? Or you've gone wider in sort of your knowledge?
Yeah. So with my course, because I'm studying a Bachelor of Creative Industries, film and television, it's more theory-based. So it's a lot of film history and current, like how the film industry is now, professional communication and discussion, all that stuff. We still get to work with cameras and industry-level cameras to get us used to it, but here it's been more practical. So it's been a great balance. I've been very lucky in that sense that here I've been taught the optimum camera settings and how to set them up in different locations for podcasts, if we're out in shoots, and editing-wise. Yeah, I've learnt a lot editing-wise as well here because we don't get to edit much at uni.
Yeah, okay.
So when we have gone to uni to edit, I've been ahead of the curve because I've learnt a lot here. So it's been really good.
Interesting. Now you're a bit of a king of the shorts here. You smashed through a whole stack of shorts.
Yes.
And tell us, I'd like to learn or sort of talk to our viewers and listeners more about that. Like, are there tricks that you use to creating shorts? Are there things you're looking for, and how do you identify what makes a good short?
It's simple. It's just you don't really even think about it. So there's not this whole algorithm on what to do. There is a YouTube algorithm, of course, but I think it's just consistent content going out. Obviously, we all know trends work well. And getting content that's relatable to your niche or your audience, that's really important as well. Things that are informative and quick because people people's attention spans are dying down now because of TikTok. But yeah, just consistent uploads of content, really. Yeah.
So where do you draw? I mean, you've got a reputation here. You did over 100 shorts in a day.
Yeah.
And you shorts king, absolutely. What do you look for in making those? So are you going through established videos? Are you sort of just looking at general footage? How do you actually do it for those who are, watching in their business and going, how do I actually do it though? I understand I got to do lots of it, but how does that look?
So we have lots of footage that we filmed over the year, just banked up. So I go back and reuse old videos that we've done for YouTube, we've done for YouTube, and I'll just cut them down into key pieces and make sure that they still make sense in their shorter form, and I'll upload them. And then we'll go out and film stuff. Like I'll go downstairs and film something, or one of the other boys will, and we make sure it doesn't take like an hour or so because you want it to be short.
Yeah.
But yeah, utilizing old content is it's really important.
When you're
it's easy to do.
When you're going through that old content, is there specific stuff you're looking at in particular when you're going through that video of like, oh, that was very informative, or this was funny?
Yeah. So I used to think really hard about it and go like, right, is this suitable for it? And I'd spend quite a lot of time being like, is this informative enough? Is it entertaining? Is it telling something? And then when I was doing the 100 shorts in a day, I got to the end of the day and I was like, shit, I just need to grab something quick. So I was grabbing anything, like things that just were like someone setting up something or someone walking and there's like a slight gag or meme. I'll just export it. We uploaded something of Rusty putting up targets. Not that entertaining, but it blew up. Did really well.
It's on another little spike. I checked this morning.
Oh, really?
Nice. Somewhere around 1.7 million. Yeah, just
crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's quite a broad range.
Very broad.
Do you use though, like, so do you look back and you look over the videos that have been made and the videos that have done well in the various sort of channels that have been put out? Do you sort of try and pick up some sort of feel of like, these ones, like this style, I did 4 of them and they didn't work?
Yeah, but then again, I guess because it's all dependent on the algorithm. But I guess if it's like noticeable, like you've uploaded 4 and it's been like systematically, like all 4 of those didn't do well, then I would. Especially with like old trends, I've noticed. Or using certain songs, like classical music songs, I've tried to dive into because we've ran out of songs. And I thought they might do well, but they haven't. But a lot of it's just random. Like I haven't picked up a pattern yet.
Yeah. Well, we had one of the trends one you did the other day. That went big on TikTok again.
Yes.
Oh no, our fresh TikTok, and it's one of the ones that has spiked.
Oh, is it?
Which has been good to see.
Is that the one that went up last night?
It was.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's currently trending on TikTok, that sound.
It was. Yeah. And so we were sitting at a baseline of sort of 200 to 400 views. And that one went up and it went, I think checked it this morning, it was 17K.
Okay.
So it's a big jump from our previous average.
And using so audio seems to be a big thing.
Oh yes,
on a trending audio.
Yeah. Even if I've seen yourself do it. Even if it's just a song, but you're not doing the trend itself. So usually a sound is paired with the trend.
Yeah.
Dance or whatever. But if you're just doing something random and you pair that sound with it, it still gets out there.
Yeah.
On TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah. And if the actual what you're doing is engaging.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly right.
To spike a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Yep.
Very good. Is there any other sort of, you obviously come from the I want to make Sam Calder videos through to like film school, through to, pumping out marketing content realistically.
Yeah.
Is there some stuff you've learned in this world that you didn't necessarily expect to in perhaps what is maybe less than the ideal creative world? Has there been stuff that you've been like, oh, actually, I'm surprised that it can be either so creative, or there's a bunch of things that I found in this world that I really enjoy doing also?
I've learnt a new love. Well, I found a new love for like photography, I guess, like photo shoots of products, and organization, designing things that are systematic and automated, so that like our social shorts that go up and are scheduled in to go out during the week, so that way you can just spend one whole afternoon doing that. That's quite cool.
I'm going to dig into that one because that's one you're working through at the moment.
Yes,
it's a skill you're developing and learning and sort of taking some of that from Josh. But I know for business owners, that's a That's a big issue, right?
Definitely,
so
yeah.
You're like, oh, I got to make all this content and that sort of gear and then post it. And everyone just goes, oh, and then just post it, right? And that, when you're trying to do so much content, posting it becomes actually the big challenge.
Definitely.
And now I'm speaking from my experience previously, where a lot of the time I'd have so much content ready to go, but it's actually sitting down that time and scheduling it.
Yeah.
And you get to like 9 or 10 o'clock at night and you're like, oh, I haven't posted anything today.
Yeah.
And so how have you found sort of delving down the scheduling path? Because it can be, particularly with multiple brands and such, it can be a pretty intense effort.
Yeah, it's definitely daunting having all those assets there and being like, right, all these need to go out at some point, but like it takes effort to do that. So scheduling, I guess, if you spend a few hours sitting down, we use a program called Later, and it allows you to sign into all your brands or website, socials, and you can then schedule as many posts as you want throughout the day, and you get to pick your date and your time. On that date and time will come out. And at the moment, we're doing 3 shorts a day that go out. So it's really helpful just to sit there for a few hours and upload all these shorts, like 20 of them, and schedule them over the week. And you don't have to worry about it after that. It's just all done and dusted. You get to put your captions in there and other stuff as well, other settings, yeah.
Has, from starting to do it a bit more, have you found, I know the first time you did it, just your day disappeared very quickly.
Yeah,
Have you found doing it a bit more, you're getting into
Okay.
the swing and you're getting a bit more of a process behind how you're doing that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. For the first time using it, I just like taught myself what to do because it's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, practice makes perfect. You get quicker, you find shortcuts to use. You can like schedule posts out on multiple brands, multiple socials at once. You just get quicker at it.
So Remy, on this podcast, we've recently kicked off an element to it where we take a hypothetical business and we workshop an idea of like, if we were to work with this business, what would we do? What would we suggest for them?
Right.
So I'm going to bring it home for you.
Okay.
There is a cafe bakery in your hometown
Yes.
that has moved recently.
Right.
Is that correct? I believe it's.
Wait, from like Keith?
Yeah.
Wait.
That's your hometown, isn't it?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Wait, you being serious? There's a cafe that's moved?
So there was the one that was on the corner, right,
Yes.
on the main road, but that's now not there. It's further up the main road.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm so unaware of this.
yeah. I now I'm second guessing myself. I'm hoping I'm right, but I believe that is the case.
Yes,
I
we'll
believe
say a
that is the
cafe.
case.
We'll
Yeah.
roll with it. It's hypothetical.
Yeah, it says hypothetical. So even if there's not, right? So it used to be this cafe that's on the main the main highway. There's the big highway from Adelaide through to Melbourne, and it was you'd be driving along and be like, hey, I'll stop there. That looks good. Coffee sign on the wall, that sort of stuff. And now they don't have that presence. They are up the main street a little bit. Now they're not far away. They're 150, 200 meters further down, but they're not so present.
Yes.
You're not driving past. There's a servo, and then there used to be a cafe, and there's a servo. And you're like, guess I'll go to the servo.
Yeah.
How I've been thinking about this, with knowing you were going to join us and going, well, for these guys, what would we do? And this is to you as well, Josh, and to myself. But if they were to come to us and say, hey, look, we want to build our social media presence, we want to build our marketing presence because we've found a drop off of people sort of coming in and swinging past, what should we do? Josh, what's the first thing that springs to mind? I'll give you some time, Remy.
Yeah. Thank you.
First thing that springs to mind is because you're dealing with a bakery, you could do sort of a pie of the day thing where, pushing that out on TikTok. I've seen a few other bakeries do things like that and be quite successful with it. Just pushing out because I believe I know, well, say hypothetically they have, it's their special pies where just dealing with that every day and just, building that thing of someone's road tripping through, they sit here and they're like, I want one of these. I'm going to go to this bakery when we go through and creating that want and demand for, yes, no, I'm getting that pie this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That would work on me, to be honest. Yeah. I'll go buy that pie.
You're distracted now because
exactly.
you just want pie. Fair enough. I think you're right, and I think you've hit on the bigger topic there, Josh. Is that creating that that desire to get to this place rather than it being just somewhere to stop for food on the way over. You're going to be like, oh, I'm going to drive into Melbourne. I'm driving to Adelaide. I'm going to stop at this place because they always are doing something interesting.
Yeah, it's before you even leave. It is a destination point on the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be.
And I know that has worked on me 100% before with this bakery in Victoria, and they do a whole heap of like camel pies, all this different stuff. And I just went, I need to go in there and try one of these pies.
Yeah.
And we went in there and tried them.
A camel pie.
Camel pie. There was all sorts of different things.
Wow.
It was amazing.
So you got pie of the day. That's not necessarily a special pie.
Not necessarily a special, but
it's just highlighting a particular pie.
Yeah, because I know generally bakeries will have something that's unique about them, especially little country towns. There's always something they do that's different. So creating that want of that different thing.
Yep. Okay. Leveraging into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So, Remy, any ideas that have popped up?
I feel like showing more of the inside of behind the scenes and how they make their stuff and building a relationship with their customers and building a community. So I feel like a sense of community is going to make people want to come and see what it's all about.
Sure.
So yeah, showing more behind the scenes, like them making the pies and stuff like that, and just getting content out so that people are aware that they had moved as well. That would be important. And yeah, keep your presence up.
So how do you actually deploy that? So you're talking behind the scenes and talking about we've moved location, sort of that back end of the business. How do you deploy that in in the social side of things? What does that look like?
Well, whenever the chef or the cook, whoever, the baker, sorry,
Baker would be
the baker. I said all the wrong things. I know that
Major
bakers the bakers start early in the morning.
Yep.
So maybe they film it themselves. They just grab their phone and a handy tripod and film away of them making things. And I know for a fact there's a place on content creator on TikTok who make the hard candy.
Mm-hmm. Oh
They're
yes,
melting. They've just blown up. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Apparently that saved their business.
Wow. Yeah.
They were
and
on the
during
way
COVID.
out.
I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, heaps of people come and watch it happen. So even that could start up a new business venture for them, is like an open kitchen to watch. I mean, no one's cooking pies in the afternoon, realistically, but it's possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but you could make that a series though, where you can't go along and watch them do this, but you get someone down to film that in such a way that you can watch that as an experience on your phone.
Yeah.
You get that sense of relationship, and you want to go in there because you watch these guys make hundreds of pies.
Yeah.
In the way you could film that, if you do one big session, one day you go down and you get someone and you film a whole heap of things, and that becomes one, probably multiple different hero videos, and then two, you can like we do, you break that down into multiple things. So you've had one big filming session, and then you're set for a month worth of content.
Yeah.
So it's not this big thing of every morning someone going, oh, I've got to film this again and get up early.
Yeah, exactly right.
So I know what video people are like.
Yes. Be true.
I got a couple ideas. One, so bakeries are well known for. So you talked about like there being the local baker.
Mm-hmm.
So there's often the bakery in Keith, the bakery in these locations. And you're like, they've got a really good bakery there and stuff. And so it makes me think of like the bakery is sort of a bit of a hub of the town, or it gets to know the local area well. Now, without knowing the inside decor of a particular place like this, but lots of bakeries that I've seen will have like a map of the area on the wall, or they'll have photos or something. They've got some connection to the community. They've already part of an established community. And I think it would be interesting to be maybe showcase some of the local town. Yep. So you're doing videos, and maybe if the place has a bit more of a budget or someone into editing a bit more, they might make a video about the park, that's down the road, and like there's like a war memorial there, and just being able to do that, but always basing that video starting at the map in the bakery. Yeah. So there's a connection back to the bakery, and we're giving you a tour of the town over a series of videos. Yeah. And of course, if you were to make 20 videos about 20 key areas of the town, you can pull a bunch of shorts out there that allude to those, and you really you're promoting the town more so than the bakery, but everything's housed around the bakery being the deliverer of that information. So that could be one interesting. You almost become the tour guide, and people who are coming to the town are 100% stopping at the bakery because that's where they've found everything out. Yeah. And then if you look for anything around that town, there's so much content from the bakery. That's the I better stop there. Yeah. If there's nothing else I want to see. The other element that I thought maybe for a bakery, one of the big things that bakeries are known for is their smell, their scent. Yeah, you walk past the baking, like, oh my gosh, that smells amazing.
Yeah.
It's particularly in the morning when they're baking. And so I thought maybe you could interview customers that are coming in and ask them to describe the smell without saying certain words. So they can't say bread, they can't say dough, they can all the typical sort of stuff, and then they have to talk about what it is. And so that's it's an ongoing, evergreen, community engaging, and of course, so there's a a pizza joint in New Jersey in the US, and he has a bit of a shtick where people come in and he, they'll order something from him, and he's got a few little catchphrases he says, but people go there to get on a video with him and be part of that larger community. Yeah. And so I think that you could develop that sort of thing where like people are going to stop in because they might get a chance to talk about like being on this video or something on those lines, or this is where it's all made. How cool is that? So I think perhaps like really becoming the local tour guide sort of element, and then also something very unique to bakeries that people would give reason for people to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's been a massive thing that TikTok has. And other, sort of short forms, but
any socials go through their trend times. Yeah.
But it is crazy the amount of different small businesses related to food that you look at and you go, I've never heard of this place before, but I just really actually want to go there. I want to go to America just to try that pizza place.
Yeah.
Because you've seen the guy, you've seen everyone else coming through. It's such a build up to it that you just go, I need to be involved in this.
And he's done it. Talk about Sully's Slices is the guy.
Yes,
and he's almost got a script that he does with the customer.
Yeah.
So that he says how you're going and then where you're from, and then replies to that with just down the street.
Yeah.
And then we'll ask him if they want a corner aside.
Side.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's to the point where you know it, and you can sort of. And then there's videos made about this, what he says. But that consistent sort of, so a customer walks in. And he's like, oh, yeah, do you want to film? Do you want to film? Do you want to be on video? They know what's coming. They almost know the responses, and you be part of that. That'd be rad to drop in and do that. Yeah. So anyway, that's just a couple of ideas. Any others spring to mind?
Not really, no. They were good.
We've got a decent base of some stuff to us. So pie of the day or some sort of a daily sort of thing, some behind the scenes sort of stuff.
And just those satisfying videos. I come across so many cooking videos. I'm stuck there and I realize I've spent 10 minutes watching pasta being cut or something.
Oh yeah, that sort of thing.
That's also
bakery ASMR.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. It's some people find it cringe, but there are many out there, a great majority that find it satisfying, relaxing, and they just watch it. And a lot can stem from that. Yeah.
What about from a photography point of view? Does that sit outside of what we suggested, or is there elements of photography within what we suggested?
Well, there's definitely elements. If you have a great Instagram feed of photos that are what's a good color graded? Well, let's say particular pies have this kind of mood about them, and then something else has a different mood, and you have your Instagram feed set that way, and it looks really satisfying. People are going to be more drawn to it. If you have you can still do that with your phone as well. You don't need a big camera, but if you have just unorganized photos, messy areas, doesn't really work well in your Instagram feed. People are less likely to have a look and follow and see where you are. But if you have good photos of your good food,
I think there's, especially for a bakery, there would be huge potential because you have these pies that such variety to them that each one you can get in sort of, you have a general similar theme, but you have lots of little things you could throw in there. So there's stuff that you have tailored to beef pies, or some chickeny things behind that, and
some chickeny things,
and also the desserts.
Yeah,
but you can. Who does this well? Prohibition Gin does this well.
Yeah,
with their photos of their product, where they get the tasting notes from it is very much in the photo, just tied into the backgrounds, and you almost get the tasting notes looking at the photo. You instantly look at it and you go, oh yeah, that's dark oak or something like that.
Yeah.
There's doing that with bakery food. You could tie that in really well.
Definitely.
I think we would expand on the pie of the day sort of stuff, being able to promote through that and epically looking good pie, and then also the touristy type idea as well. Is that you put photos up of the area.
Also your behind the scenes. If you could go on a carousel journey of this pie being made, and you start baker in the morning and you go through each process that it goes to the finished one that is your nice, beautiful looking photo.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Very good, mate.
I want to start a bakery now.
Let's do it. Next business venture.
Well, I mean, if any bakeries want to get involved,
Hit us up.
Jump on all those ideas or hit us up and we'll get involved. But anyway, it's not meant to be not ideas, just to kick some ideas around for those who maybe listening and come up with come up with their own sort of ideas. So.
I feel like a lot of these ideas aren't just for bakery; they can be used wherever.
Stop giving away the secret.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
right, we got other episodes to record. No, you're right. There are lots
Bleep
of
all that out.
There are lots of ideas that work across the industry, but then it's how do you? I think where a lot of people struggle is they like you go, all right, let's do deal of the day or whatever it might be, but then they're trying to work out how it works in there, and so having that, I talked. Anyone can do the local tourism type sort of angle, but having a map on the wall or photos on the wall so it draws it back to the bakery each time. Yeah. That's sort of the little kicker and the you talked about those sort of early morning sort of feels about the getting ready and opening the day. Yeah. Having that sort of stuff. I'd post early. I'd put 5 a.m. posts up so people waking up.
And I feel like actually showcasing how hard working they are and the hours they work and how early they wake up, like it would show a greater appreciation for those bakers as well. I guess a lot of people already know that.
But people going, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, very good. Well, Remy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we will. You get to edit this one again, so you get to relive the magic.
Yes, I do.
Or whatever this was.
He's gonna love it.
It was something.
Oh, excellent. All right, catch you guys next time.
Good chat.